and what is vasanas. So vasanas and vasana में what was the difference we saw. उसके बाद हमने देखा, क्या देखा हमने, psychic tempest, है ना, mental storm. Everybody has to face this psychic tempest or mental storm. That also we saw. Then we saw the spiritual path ka, discovery of the spiritual path. That if we want to run a long course on this path, we should discover the spiritual path for our own self. Then we saw Dr. Sahaji gave us, and we saw three more concepts of evolution, revolution, and instantness. Kramik vikas, kranti, or tatshanta. These three things we realized. And then finally we got the journey of Dr. Sahaji on this spiritual path. We gone through this. So introduction is over. Now introduction part is over. Now remaining 2 lectures now. We'll be trying to cover the 17 chapters of chapter 1 or the part 1. Part 1, for your information, has got 17 chapters. Part 1 of the book has got 17 अध्याय हैं. और 17 अध्याय, before that 17 chapters, there is a Maha chapter called Introduction, and luckily we have finished that introduction. It's a big introduction, 19 pages in English book, and that is the best part. Introduction, once you know, you got the basic concept. Now for next 17 chapters, don't worry, in 2 lectures we'll try to finish the summary of 70 lectures. Now in this lecture we'll start with this concept कि how your thoughts are created. आपके विचार कैसे निर्माण, how your mental thoughts are created. So for that what happens, कि from outside I told you coded impulses come inside. From outside world there are certain coded impulses which bring small packet of energy and they enter our body through 5 sense organs. Through 5 sense organs, these coded impulses come from outside. And the main 3 medium of them reaching inside, first is respiration, yani shwasan. Second is khadya or pay, yani food which we eat. And the third is through 5 sense organ. In fact, this respiration and this eating also happen through 2 sense organs. Respiration के लिए nose is made. So nose has got double function. Nose को क्या है? There is double function of nose. One is it gives a sense of smell, and second, we inspire. We breathe in through nose and breathe out also through nose. So nose has got double function. Similarly, our mouth has got 2 functions. One is taste. For taste, we have been given tongue, which is the taste organ, through which we come to realize the taste of the food. And another function is to eat food. And to eat food also we utilize mouth. Understood? So ultimately, the entry point for all the coded impulses coming from outside atmosphere. बाहर के संसार के जगत से बहुत सारे coded impulses are coming and hitting our IESM. Understood? So they come from the coded impulses, come from the sense organs. They go through the spinal nerves to the spinal cord, and from spinal cord to brainstem or the RAS, reticular activating system, जिसको हम कहते हैं section 2A, जिसको कल मैं आपको बताया था, it's a tall naka. It is what? It's a tall naka which allows few impulses to go up and it sometimes can stop impulses from going up also. कुछ impulses को ऊपर लेके जाता है, कुछ को तीव्रता से प्रस्तुत करता है, कुछ को मध्यम गति से प्रस्तुत करता है, लेकिन ये सब involuntarily होता है कौन? Section 2A is responsible for carrying the outside impulses from the spinal cord to the cerebral cortex, big brain, where it is decoded in the frontal lobe. After it hits the IESM. IESM are what? They are the 4 centers of your conscious mind connected with your brain. So ultimately, these impulses come through these ways inside us, and when decoded, they are converted into thoughts. So now for doing meditation, अगर आपको ध्यान करना है, if you want to meditate, you have to see that these impulses which are coming inside should be minimum. Because once the impulses are minimized, the thoughts will be minimum, and then you will be able to go for the meditation part. Understood? So we have to see that impulses should be minimized. That means we need to have control over our respiration, over our food, and over our 5 senses. I was समझ में अगर हमको, if we want to reduce the thought processes, the amount of thoughts which we are getting inside, then we should have control. Then हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? नियंत्रण करना पड़ेगा. These 3 things, which are these 3 things? The respiration or the breathing, the food which we eat, and the 5 sense organs. Understood? तो ये करना पड़ेगा. And हमारी सारी सोच जो है, all our thinking process उभरती है. It starts from the amount of coded impulses which are coming in and the amount of decoded thoughts which are going out. These coded impulses will come, hit on IESM, and they will be converted into decoded thoughts. So all our thinking is related to these impulses which are coming and how we are decoding them. And that decoding process will depend upon what is our ratio of IESM. Understood? So this way the overall thinking process goes on. Now, this process when it is goes on, यानी ये जब coded impulse आते हैं, decode होके विचार बनते हैं, then this process has got 2 byproducts. This process of impulses coming in and decoded thoughts going out, this has got इनके 2 उप उत्पाद हैं. क्या है? Byproducts are there. These are called as sleep and sex are byproducts of coded impulses coming in and decoded thoughts going out. Understood? So when this kriya pratikriya, that means action reaction, are at the lowest, जब क्या होता है, कम से कम coded impulse आते हैं, minimum amount of coded impulses are coming and minimal decoded thoughts are generated, this kriya pratikriya is at the lowest. And when there are more impulses are coming and more decoded thoughts are generated, this is at the highest. It is like that high tide and low tide in the ocean. When you go to the big ocean and you see that there are high tides, periods of high tides, and then there is period of low tide. Okay? So high tide means your thought process is at the highest. The coded impulses are maximum coming in and decoded thoughts are going maximum out. At that time, you indulge yourself into sex. Because there are more and more thoughts are coming in your mind. And when this process is at the lowest, that means low tide, at that time you are tired and then you go into sleep. Understood? So ultimately, now there are 5 factors which we have to deal with. हमारे पास 5 फैक्टर्स हैं जिसे हमें क्या करना है, डील करना है. Zen Yoga, that's the reason Zen Yoga, gives more importance on how we deal these 5 factors. And the formula for them to remember these 5 factors is EBSTS. This is the formula. If you want to see that the coded impulses should be, least amount of coded impulses should come in and least amount of decoded thoughts should go out, then we have to see that we treat these 5 factors in proper way. We have a control on these 5 factors. And first one is E means eating. E means, E का मतलब क्या है भाई? खाना पीना जो हम खाते हैं. B means breathing. B means breathing यानी श्वसन. S पहला S यानी sleep. And then T means thinking, सोचना. And then S means, last S means sex. So if we want to really control our mind, the conscious mind के 4 centers, 4 centers, IESM, and if you are interested to change their ratio from current of 2, 4, 8, 2 to 5 to 2, 1, then the practical formula for converting this ratio of IESM from 2482 to 5221 is EBSTS. You should remember this. See, Zen Yoga is a play of alphabets. We have to work on 4 centers, and those 4 centers are I, E, S, M. We have to achieve target of C, C, S, and the path which we have to dwell upon to achieve that target is E, B, S, E, S. So if you remember these 13 alphabets, I, E, S, M, CCS, IESM is 4, CCS is 3, that means how much? 7, and then EBSTS 5, that is 12 alphabets. Only 12 alphabets. If you remember, your game is over. We have to work upon IESM. We have to achieve CCS, and the path we have to follow is EBSTS. So now we'll go ahead to see individual things on EB, and this EBSTS is actually the practice of Yam Niyam. Patanjali has given you 8 stages. I know, Ashtang Marg, कल आपको पता है, रेखा किधर गई? हाँ, रेखा. अष्टांग योग में 8 अंग हैं, पतंजलि ने किए हैं. तो यम, नियम, आसन, प्राणायाम. Now this book 1 जो हम डील कर रहे हैं अभी, जो हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं, what we are reading now, book 1 of Zen Yoga is mainly concentrating on 4 angas of Patanjali's 8 angas. यानी अष्टांग अंगों में से हमें सिर्फ 4 अंग को डील करना है इस किताब में. बाकी जो 4 अंग हैं कौन से हैं? प्रत्याहार, धारणा, ध्यान, समाधि. That will be dealt in second part. That will be dealt in second part. So we have to see these 4 parts are dealt with in Ashtanga Yoga. तो उसमें से EBSTS are actually your Yama and Niyama. आपको अगर यम नियम का पालन करना है ना, तो आपको खाली क्या करना पड़ेगा? इन 5 चीजों पर नियंत्रण करना पड़ेगा. You have to achieve mastery on BST. As to convert the ratio of IESM from 2, 4, 8, 2 to 5, 2, 2, 1. And once you achieve 5, 2, 2, 1, then what will happen? You will achieve which stage? You will be achieving CCS. That means no man's land के इस border पर आ जाएंगे. And actually no man's land is pratyahar. No man's land क्या है? It's the 5th stage of Patanjali Ashtanga Yoga. No man's land क्या है? उसी को बोलते हैं प्रत्याहार. And second volume of this book starts with the first chapter on pratyahar. दूसरा वॉल्यूम है ना, दूसरा किताब का हिस्सा है, उसका पहला चैप्टर का नाम क्या है? प्रत्याहार. That means no man's land. And then section 2B is what? Dharana. Because I told you the property of section 2B क्या है? Concentration, meditation and intuition. Yesterday I told you. So section 2B activated means you have achieved the stage of dharana. And section 3 means you achieve the stage of meditation, dhyana. And section 4 means you achieve the final stage, that is samadhi. So whole Ashtanga Yoga is included in your mind. 4 sections. Section 1 and 2A is Yama, Niyam, Asana, Pranayama. No man's land is Pratyahara. 2B is Dharana, 3 is Dhyana, and 4 is Samadhi. Understood? So whole Ashtanga Yoga is included in this 4 section of your mind. Now we have to forget about 2B, 3, 4 and even no man's land. We are on this side of no man's land. So we should concentrate on IESM and the path is EBSTS, and that is a path of Yama Niyam. Asana in the morning we learn. Asana हम लोग ने सुने सीखा कि कैसे करना चाहिए. I told you all the points how to practice asana. And pranayam I will be telling you in the next lecture when I will tell you about 3 SRP, 3-step rhythmic breathing, which we practice. We have practiced now also in the afternoon. But in that, I will be telling the concept of pranayama. What is actually pranayama? Understood? So, half the part of Ashtanga Yoga is covered in book 1, half part is covered in book 2. In this way, this whole book is based on Ashtanga Marg of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Understood this? Now we will go ahead. Now, Dr. Sayagyi tells us, Dr. Sayagyi कहते हैं कि to change this ratio of your mind, यही इंसान का सच्चा विकास. This is the true progress of humanity. If each and every one of us take this resolution, ये मन में पक्का निश्चय कर ले कि हम अपने IESM के सेंटर्स के रेशियो को बदलेंगे. और उसके लिए मार्ग दिया है. कौन सा मार्ग है? EBSTS. तो पूरी मानवता क्या हो जाएगी? बदल जाएगी. और वही सच्चा विकास है. मानवता का विकास इसमें नहीं है कि हमने कितनी डिस्कवरीज की है. इसमें नहीं है कि हमने चंद्रयान चांद पे भेज दिया, उससे मानव जाति का विकास होने वाला नहीं है. मानव जाति का विकास कब होगा? When each and every one of us takes responsibility of our own progress. We have to make our own progress, and for that we have to work on our centers and try to change the ratio from 2482 to 5221. And now we will be going टप्पे टप्पे में हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. We will not be going in order. EBST. I will not be going in order. I will first tackling the T part, and then I will go to the sleep. First we'll tackle the thinking process. Then we'll go to the sleep. Then we go to the food, eatable. And then we go to 3SR, that is R. E, B means breathing. And the last part will be going for the sex part, the S part. So in this way we will be covering these 5 points in details. How do we tackle it? And then we will be ending with the last chapter of this book. Okay. So now we will go for the first 2 chapters. These are actually the title of first 2 chapters. मन और सोचना दोनों कैसे बहते हैं. The chapter 1, the title of the chapter 1 is how your mind and your thinking, those both what they do, वो बह जाते हैं. They drift. So drifts of your mind is the name of chapter number 1. And मन के बहाव क्या सूचित करते हैं? What this drifts of the mind tells you, and it gives you information, is the title of second chapter. We'll go with these 2 chapters. With this chapter, Dr. Sahaji starts with a question. He says, अगर आपको अपने मन के बहावों को देखना है, if you want to observe the nature of your flow of thoughts, how your mind goes from one thought to another thought. हाँ, समझ में आ रही बात? अगर आपके अपने अंदर के मन की विचारों की श्रृंखला को देखना है, तो you should keep one thought in your mind. Take one thought in your mind and just observe the thought process for a few minutes and see what are the other thoughts related to that thought or unrelated to that thought invade your mind. This is what is called as drift watching. What is called as drift watching? यानी अपने मन के विचारों के बहाव को देखना. To observe your mind's thought process and how it drifts, कैसे वो बहता है from one thought to another to another to another. This is called as drift watching, and that is also called as self analysis. Yesterday I told you that there are 3 types of consciousness. Yesterday I told you simple consciousness, self consciousness, and cosmic consciousness. So we don't have cosmic consciousness, so we cannot do that. But we all human being, हम सभी इंसानों के पास भगवान ने एक चीज दी है जो जानवरों को नहीं दी है, और वो क्या है? आत्म चेतना, self consciousness. We have been gifted with self consciousness, but unfortunately we don't utilize that thing. We live our life by using only simple consciousness. साधारण चेतना, जैसे जानवर लोग करते हैं वैसे ही करते हैं. क्या? कि we are aware about the surroundings. हमारे आजू बाजू में क्या चीजें घट रही है, बस हम उसी से वास्ता रखते हैं. उसी को कहते हैं सिंपल कॉन्शियसनेस. हमने कभी आंख बंद करके ये नहीं झांका है, अपने मन के भीतर कभी झांका नहीं. We are not gone inside our mind and never observed what is the thought process which is going on inside our mind. And once we do that, जब हम ये करने लगेंगे, उसी को हम क्या कहते हैं? आत्म चेतना, self awareness, self consciousness. And that is for what? For to be self aware, we need to take one prashna or one question in our mind and try to observe our thought process. Try to observe our thought process. इसी के लिए डॉक्टर साहब जी is giving you a ready-made question. He is giving you one question. आदमी क्या है? What is this human being? What is this human being? ये आदमी है क्या भाई? उस प्रश्न को मन में रखो. Keep that question in your mind and try to observe the thought process by closing your eyes and keeping 10 minutes for it, and see what are the thoughts which are coming in your mind related to this thought or unrelated to this thought. Then you will be able to catch. Once you analyze that thought process, you write it in the diary. You make a diary and see that every time you do drift watching, you write the things, the thoughts which you got. And then when you analyze them after a few weeks, you will find a fixed thought pattern. You will find a fixed thought pattern. From that, you will be able to analyze that which center is more active in me, E, I or S. And accordingly, you can take the necessary action to correct that center. So this is the reason you have to do drift watching, and for that the question which Dr. Sayaji gives us is आदमी क्या है? What is this human being? इस प्रश्न को समझने के प्रयास में हम ग्रे मैटर की प्रक्रिया यानी इंटरनल वर्किंग ऑफ द ग्रे मैटर को समझेंगे, जिसको कहते हैं सोचना. रिमेंबर one thing I want to tell you, what is this gray matter and what is this white matter? You should know this. आपको पता होना चाहिए कि हमारे ब्रेन में और स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में कुछ ग्रे मैटर होता है, कुछ व्हाइट मैटर होता है. हमारा ब्रेन किससे बना है पता है? ब्रेन के सेल को नाम क्या दिया गया है? न्यूरॉन. क्या कहते हैं उसको? न्यूरॉन. अब न्यूरॉन में होती है एक सेल बॉडी, यानी एक बॉडी रहती है और उसका एक टेल रहता है. The neuron has got a body and a tail. The tail is called as axon and the body is called as soma. Okay, so the collection of all the bodies of all the neurons is your gray matter, and collection of all the axons of the neurons is your white matter. Understood? So gray matter is all the collection of the bodies of the neuron. That means our thinking process starts in gray matter and not the white matter, because tail doesn't think. The body of the neuron helps in thinking process. Understood? ये concept clear हो? है ना? तो वही कह रहे हैं कि once we take one thought in our mind and try to observe the thought process, we come to know the internal working of our gray matter, जिसको हम क्या कहते हैं? We call it thinking. We call it thinking, या सोचना. जब हम एक विषय पर विचार करते हैं तो उस मुख्य विचार से हटकर अन्य असंगत विषयों पर पहुंच जाते हैं. When we start thinking on one, we drift away. हम उस विचार से क्या हो जाते हैं? दूर चले जाते हैं. And we flow into another thoughts and another thoughts and another thoughts. Okay, this way we drift from one thought to another. And each thought, drifting of these thoughts, there are two types of drifts. There are two types of drifts. First is the controllable and second is uncontrollable. यानी ये जो मन के बहाव हैं, जो मन बह जाता है, हम एक we take one thought and we get another numerous thoughts related to that or unrelated to that. But when we observe these thought process and when we realize that our thought was what is human being, but now I have drifted away from my original thought, but I came to realize, मुझे पता चला कि मैं अपने मूल विचार से क्या गया हूँ? भटक गया हूँ. I have drifted from my मूल विचार, original thought, and I try to bring my mind back to original thought. That is called as controllable drift. That means you have realized that you have drifted from the original thought. But sometimes it may happen your thought process will drift from 1 to 3rd to 3 to 4 to 5, and it will be so heavy from going from here to there that you will forget your original thought and you will never return back to the original thought, and that type of drifting is called as uncontrollable. होता है ना कभी-कभी एक विचार को लेके चलते हैं और हमारे अंदर इतने असंख्य विचार आ जाते हैं कि जो मूल विचार था उसको तो हम भूल जाते हैं. उसको कहते हैं uncontrollable drift of mind. And if we realize that we have drifted from our original thought and we bring it back to the original thought, that is called as controllable drift. So there are two types of drifts, and these drifts happen when we are alone, sitting and thinking, when we are talking. Even if when you are listening to my lecture, your mind is getting drifted. Do you realize? You realize कि आप जब मेरा लेक्चर सुन रहे हो ना, उस टाइम में भी मन भागता है, शाम को घर जाएंगे, फिर क्या करेंगे, घर कैसे जाएंगे, कितने बजे छोड़ने वाले हैं ये हमको, है ना, लेक्चर तो खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है ना. तो this type of thoughts will come into your mind. This is because मूल विषय तो ये है, the original actual topic of discussion is this. Suddenly you realize, अरे नहीं, ये लेक्चर चल रहा है, मैं उसको देखूंगा, सुनूंगा. तो you are controllable, you control the drift and you brought your mind back to the lecture. इसको कहते हैं controllable drift. So when you are sitting in a group, when you are sitting alone, when you are discussing with other people, this mind goes on drifting because the whole nature of IESM is what? Picture forming habit. I told you yesterday कि उसका काम ही क्या है? To make the pictures of all the things happening in life, in your surrounding. So it is going on getting impulses and it is going on decoding and making pictures, and that's the reason you get thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts, never ending thoughts. So if you try to concentrate on some topic, your mind is definitely going to drift away from that topic. But we have to observe the drifts, where it is drifting. What kind of thoughts are coming in mind, whether they are good thoughts or criminal thoughts or bad thoughts, whether they are related to emotions, whether they are related to sex, whether they are related to money, or whether they are intelligent thoughts, whether they are regarding planning of future. No, these like intelligent thoughts mean planning of future. Today, tomorrow, we are planning. That type of thoughts are coming. That means intelligent thoughts are coming. Sometimes emotional thoughts are coming. Sometimes sex-related thoughts are coming. So these thoughts you have to observe, and that is called as drift watching. So now Dr. Sahaj is telling, let us come and discuss. I will be telling you 3 drifts as an example, and these are hypothetical. ये काल्पनिक है. ऐसा होता नहीं, जरूरी नहीं ऐसा हो. But to explain to you what are the common weaknesses in human being, 3 examples I will tell you. तो याद करते हैं, what is the main question? आदमी क्या है, मनुष्य. अब इसके लिए हम सोचते हैं. So whenever you want to know the meaning of some word, कोई भी चीज की आपको मीनिंग चाहिए या कोई स्पेलिंग चाहिए, तो झूठे जमाने में 1976 में किताब लिखा गया था. This book was written in 1976. That time Google Baba was not there. Now if you want any meaning of any word, you forget about dictionary. Everything is there on Google. So this book was written pre-Google era. तो उस समय पे क्या जरूरत थी? We used to refer to dictionary for knowing meaning of any word. That's what it is telling. एक डिक्शनरी स्पेलिंग और अर्थों के लिए बहुत जरूरी है. If you want to find the spelling of any word, or if you want to find the meaning of any word, dictionary used to be very important. So now the whole original thought is, what is human being? This was original thought. Then suddenly mind goes away. If I want to find the meaning of human being, I need to refer to dictionary. So that thought came in your mind. Then the thought comes, मैं अपनी spelling के बारे में जब भी सोचता हूँ, whenever I think about my spelling, I remember my office stenographer. The thought is coming, I remember my office stenographer whose spelling when I see, I feel my spelling is better than her spelling. But, what the thought process is going on? कि मैं जब भी ऑफिस की स्टेनो को देखता हूं तो मुझे लगता है कि उसकी स्पेलिंग से तो मेरी स्पेलिंग ज्यादा अच्छी है, बट वह अपने कपड़ों और मेकअप में कितनी खूबसूरत लगती है. How beautiful she looks. Now I am thinking about my office stenographer. How beautiful she looks in her clothes and in her makeup, and कितना बढ़िया उसका स्पष्ट नाक. How beautiful nose she has got, and गोल गाल, राउंड चीक्स, एंड उसकी झलकें, उसका हाव भाव इतना अर्थपूर्ण है कि कोई डिक्शनरी उसके अर्थों को समझा नहीं सकती है. The way she looks and the way her facial makeup is there, no dictionary can explain the exact makeup of her, face. But then I realized I have drifted from my original thought. Original thought was what? What is human being? And I went to dictionary and then spelling and then my spelling and then office stenographer spelling and then makeup and how she looks, how she wears clothes, everything I started thinking. That means I drifted from my original thought and I went to the thought of opposite sex who is working in my ऑफिस. तो पहला भाव प्रेरित करता है सेक्स स्वभाव के ज्यादा होने का. We may accept, we may not accept, but the true nature of human being is our S center has got +8 or -8 power. That means in all human beings, sex nature is predominant. It is more predominant. So it is obvious if we drift into sexual thoughts of opposite sex. यानी प्रश्न तो था इंसान क्या है, लेकिन हम लोग क्या हो गए, opposite sex सेकेंडरी के ऊपर बह गए and we start thinking about her. तो ये दिखा रहा है सेक्स स्वभाव का ज्यादा होने का. इससे एस के अंदर that means if you are having regular repeated sexual thoughts when you are closing your eyes and thinking about one question, that means your S center is very active and it needs treatment. It needs something to work upon. ये क्यों होता है? क्योंकि हम पूछते हैं मन के एक कुछ खास हिस्से को जो चित्र बनाता है खुद को स्थिर करने के लिए मुख्य विषय पर. A portion of the mind which is designed to make pictures, we force that section of mind to think about a different question, which is it is not made up of. यानी section 1 हमारा जो मन का है, that is not fit for doing deep thinking. It is made to form pictures and to generate thoughts. Now we are forcing that section of mind to concentrate on आदमी क्या है. One question we are asking it to concentrate. So it will say, I don't want to concentrate. I will wander from here and there and new thoughts will be created. But those thoughts, if you observe, that is going to help us to see the internal working of our mind. So that's what drift watching has got very important role. Now हमारे पास मन का दूसरा हिस्सा है जो ध्यान कर सकता है. कौन सा है मन का वो दूसरा हिस्सा? रेखा, what is that another section of mind which we have got but currently that is not active but which can concentrate? That is section 2B. Okay, लेकिन हमें उसकी जानकारी, people are not aware that section 2B exists in our mind. अगर हम इस भाव को ऑब्जर्व करेंगे, जिसे कहते हैं ड्रिफ्ट वॉचिंग, तो मालूम पड़ सकता है कि कौन सा केंद्र ज्यादा प्रबल है उस समय दौरान. यानी if you start observing this thought process which is called as drift watching, we can analyze and we can come to know which center is weak in our mind, and accordingly we can work on it. Dr. Sahaji, now we go to the second drift. Dr. Sahaji is watching the dictionary to know the meaning of what? Human being. So he comes across one word which was written in the dictionary, half a man. It was written in the dictionary what? Adhura Admi, half a man. So he asked his friend who was sitting nearby him, hey friend, what is the meaning of this half a man? Can you tell me please? It is written in the dictionary, half a man. What is the meaning of half a man? That friend told Dr. Sahaji, the person who is not married is called as half a man, and he was very annoyed and he left the room and went away. That means that person himself was half a man. That means he was not married. So he thought that Sahaji is खींच रहे हैं, and he is definitely deliberately asking me what is half a man. So he answered, half a man is a person who is not married. But he was annoyed, he was angry, and he left the room and went away. He was angry like this and he went away. The second trip shows us the gussa or the anger. It's the second weakness of man after sex. The most important weakness of man's mind is sex, and the second weakness is gussa or the anger, and both are connected with your S center. Both are connected with your S center, and this anger, this is applicable to each and everybody in spite of the degrees they have. Don't think that I am a doctor, I will not be angry. Don't think he is a pope in the church, so he will not be angry. Don't think he is a big guru, he cannot become angry. No, it is applicable to each and everybody, because those who don't have knowledge of IESM, they are bound to become angry with small things. Understood? But once you know where this anger is generated, and if you start working on that, definitely your anger is going to go down, because anger is the property of your S center. You are emotionally, discharged and emotionally affected, you are emotionally affected, and suddenly you develop reaction, anger as a reaction to that. आपको कोई चीज अच्छी नहीं लगती है, आप इमोशनली डिस्टर्ब हो गए, and then you create anger against that. This is where the anger is generated, क्योंकि मन का विज्ञान नजरअंदाज किया हुआ विज्ञान है. This knowledge of mind is not taught in medical college. It is not taught in this way, because this knowledge of mind has come through our sages. जो हमारे ancient ऋषि मुनीस were there, sages were there. They went into deep meditation, and from deep meditation they acquired this knowledge of IESM, which medical science is not yet able to find it. Understood? So this knowledge is not there with doctors too. That's the reason they get angry. Yesterday only someone was sharing me, अरे हम डॉक्टर्स के पास जाते हैं, वो बोलते हैं आपको ये तकलीफ है, आपको ये करना पड़ेगा, आपको ये करना पड़ेगा, आपको ये ऑपरेशन करना पड़ेगा. अरे न्यूरोसर्जरी, I will not go for neurosurgery. So why doctor is telling me to go for neurosurgery? वो अपने fixed rule बताते हैं. If you don't follow them, they become angry. Don't come to me next time if you don't want to follow me. ऐसा एंगर दिखाते हैं, करते हैं कि नहीं? अगर आपको हमारी सूचना नहीं समझ में आती तो आप आते क्यों हमारे पास? Why you are coming to us? They will become angry because ये मन का शास्त्र से वो अज्ञानित है, उनको ज्ञान नहीं है. They don't have that knowledge, and I am very lucky to have the knowledge so that I can tackle my patient accordingly. This knowledge is helping me to tackle my patient, how to handle my patients, how to handle an emotional patient. किस पेशेंट से कैसे बात करनी चाहिए. This knowledge of IESM is helping me in my clinical practice also. Understood? So this is very important. And then third drift we'll observe, and then we'll stop here. The drift watching will cover up. Now in dictionary it is written the man is not lower animal and neither it वो दिव्य प्राणी है ना. वो he is not a दिव्य प्राणी. दिव्य प्राणी को क्या बोलते हैं? He is not an angel. He is not an angel and neither he is a lower animal. It is written in dictionary. It is written human being is not a lower animal and neither it is an angel. Okay, so when Dr. Sayagyi reads this line in dictionary, he was sitting with his wife and he tells his wife, okay, look here, what is written in the dictionary. If you are a human being, you are not an angel. So from today onwards, I will not be calling you my angel. Normally, sometimes if we call our wife, you are my angel, you are my angel. To please her, we talk like that. But he is showing him, she is showing her. See, look here, it is written in the dictionary. If you are a human being, you are not my angel. So I am not going to call you from today onwards my angel. The wife counter reacts. The wife counter reacts. She also said that it is written here that if you are a human being, you are not lower animal. So I am not going to call you my dear. Deer, you know, deer is an animal. Deer क्या है? एक animal है. और lower animals है. So if you are not going to call me my angel, I am not going to call you my dear. But she is not stopping here. She is emotionally hurt. कि मेरा पति मुझे कहता है मैं तुझे डार्लिंग एंजल नहीं बोलूंगा. तो she counter reacts by telling I am not going to tell you, call you my dear. And she again overreacts. What she is saying? और ये बेहतर विचार नहीं होगा कि अपनी ऑफिस की स्टेनो को तुम जाके my dear और my angel बोलो. She is अंतर्यामी. वो क्या है? She knows everything. Ladies has got sixth sense. They can catch the feelings of the husband and what is going on in the mind of the husband. And she knows if just now you are thinking about your stenographer. Now it is better you go and call your stenographer as my angel. If you don't want to call me my angel. She was hurt. Her emotional balance was disturbed. So this third drift shows us ego. That her ego was hit. It was disturbed. And that's the reason she overreacted. उसने प्रतिक्रिया की. और ये भी बहुत बड़ी कमजोरी. This is a big weakness. So three weaknesses I told you of human nature. First was sex, second was anger, and third was ego. If we can get rid of three weaknesses, these three weaknesses, we will be a different people. We will be a different personality. But for that, you have to realize that I am suffering from ego. I am suffering from increased sex in me. I am suffering from anger. I become very easily angry on anybody. But people don't realize. People come to me with different diseases, अलग-अलग बीमारियां लेके आते हैं, and they ask me the question. They put a question in front of me. Doctor, मेरे को ये बीमारी क्यों हुई है? Why I am suffering from disease? This disease, I tell them a spiritual answer. It is your karmas because of which you are suffering this disease. Karmas, my karmas. I have never done any wrong karmas in this life, doctor. Why she is not able to realize that she has not done any wrong karma? Because she has never done self-analysis. Without self-analysis, you will never realize how your karmas are there, right or wrong karmas. Because we have never gone into the depth of our mind to analyze it. We have never analyzed ourselves. We are ready to analyze other people. So we find mistakes in other people. तो हमको क्या लगता है, हमें बहुत आसान लगता है दूसरों को एनालाइज करना. दूसरों को एनालाइज करके बोलते हैं नहीं नहीं, दिस इज योर फॉल्ट. बट नेवर वी फाइंड फॉल्ट इन आवरसेल्फ. And that is the main reason we don't realize that what type of karmas we are doing, what type of mental karmas we are. Forget about the physical karmas; they are not important. Forget about the watching karmas or the shabdik karmas or the oral, what we talk about other people. The mental karmas, what is the thought process going on inside? We are given phal according to our karma. The mental karma. If our mental karma is good, we will get benefit. If our mental karma is bad, we will be punished for that. So all our punishment, all our diseases are punishment of our karmas. This life, what karmas we have done, in the past life, we are carrying forward those karmas with our this life also. So we have to, nullify all the karmas. And when all the karmas will be nullified, you will be a liberated person. Then you don't have to come back in this world again. Because the purpose of coming back in this world every time we take birth is just to nullify your past and the current karmas. For that only we are being born on this earth again and again and again. And if we don't work on ourselves, this process will be endless. You have to take birth again and go through all the ups and downs of your life. There is no ending to it. Unless you start doing what? Self-analysis. Because self-analysis is the first step towards self-realization. अगर आपको आत्म साक्षात्कार करना है, तो आपको self-analysis के सिवाय कोई ऑप्शन है नहीं. There is no other option. So this drift watching, don't take it lightly. What you should do? Daily you should practice 15 to 30 minutes of drift watching. And whatever thoughts come into your mind, write it in the diary. And every 15 days you make an analysis. What type of common thought? You will come to know your thought pattern. Because same things you are going to repeat it. Then you will come to know what is the internal structure of my mind. And then you can work on it and do some corrective methods to improve that thinking process. So understood? The thinking part is clear. So what are you going to do? 10 to 15 minutes of drift watching. We are going to practice now. After this lecture, I will be going for the practical drift watching session. 10 minutes will give you to do the drift watching. Now we go to the second factor. Before we break for the tea, the second factor at least we'll cover, and that is sleep. And this is one of my favorite topic in this book. One of the favorite topic of mine is this chapter, the 5th chapter. The name of the chapter is क्या हम सोएं और कितना. Whether we should sleep or not, and how much we should sleep. That's the main thing. पहली बात तो सोएंगे नहीं, उसका तो आंसर है कि हाँ हमें सोना तो है, लेकिन कितना और किस समय, at what time of the day we should sleep, what are the best sleeping hours in a day. Then all points will be clarified in this chapter. The starting of the chapter, the sentence which is written here, I like this sentence very much. This is showing the humbleness of Dr. Sayanji's nature. वो लिख रहे हैं कि आधे से ज्यादा जो मैं लिखता हूं वो मतलब विहीन है. More than half what I have written in this book may be of no, मतलब यानी no sense. It may not be making any sense to you. But then also मैं कहता हूं, but then also I am going to tell you, because maybe the rest of the half may appeal you. Half may not appeal you, and you may find it meaningless. But at least then also I am telling you, because remaining half may come to you and you may accept it, and then you may follow it also. Even if half you are following what is written in this book, your purpose will be solved. That's the reasoning is telling you, even if half you don't understand, don't worry. Remaining half, if you understand, that is good enough. He is telling you what lines I am writing in this book. जो इस किताब में अब मैं जो लिखने वाला हूँ इस चैप्टर में, this is for the busiest person in the world, the person who is busiest in the world. And I find only one person who is very busy in the world, and that is our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi sir. He is the busiest person in the world, working for more than 18 hours in a day, 365 days in a year. And since last 25 years he is working like that. 15 years he was Chief Minister of Gujarat. And last 10 years he is Prime Minister of India. And last 25 years he is working 18 hours per day, sleeping hardly 4 to 5 hours per day. So this line is written for the busiest person. The doctor said is telling, if you are sleeping for 8 hours, if you got that thing in your mind fixed, as told by your doctor, doctors tell you, give you advice, for a healthy body, we should sleep 8 hours per day. कहते हैं कि नहीं डॉक्टर लोग कि 8 घंटा सोना चाहिए अगर आपका शरीर का स्वास्थ्य बनाए रखना है. If you want to keep your healthy body, then you should sleep for 8 hours. तो अगर आप if you are sleeping for 8 hours, doctor said he is telling you, you can today onwards you can sleep for 7 hours. No harm will be done to your body. Don't worry. If you sleep 1 hour, nothing will happen. No harm will be done. And if you are sleeping less than 8 hours already, that means you are sleeping 7 hours, you can reduce 1 more hour of sleep. Ineffective, doctor said he is telling you, if you are sleeping for 8 hours, you can easily reduce 2 hours of your sleep. And with 6 hours, it is going to be sufficient for you, and you are going to remain healthy physically as well as mentally. If you sleep how many hours? 6 hours. But not any time of the day. Those 6 hours should be fixed 6 hours. That he is going to tell us in the next slide. Because, why 6 hours? Because the quantity of sleep doesn't matter. The quality of sleep matters. I was saying, कि quantity, how much you are sleeping is not, it doesn't make any matter. You may be sleeping 9 hours, but you are tossing and tilting in your bed and not able to sleep for 2 hours. What is the purpose of sleeping for 9 hours? But if you are sleeping for 5 hours, and once you go to the bed, immediately you sleep, and you get up in between, you don't turn even. You don't turn even. That is called sound sleep. And even 5 hours are sufficient. If your quality of sleep is good. So what is saying? सबसे उत्तम घंटा जो best hours of sleep is from midnight 12 midnight to 4 a.m. These are the best hours of sleep. That means each and every one of us should be sleeping during this time. कौन सा समय है भाई? मध्य रात्रि 12 से लेकर सुबह 4 बजे तक हमें सोना ही चाहिए. That means today is 1st October. So you should sleep on 1st October. That is before 12 midnight. And then you should get up by 4 a.m. or maybe 5 a.m. But these 4 hours you should never lose. You should always be sleeping from midnight to 4 compulsory. And लगभग उतनी ही अच्छी करते हैं. Similarly, from 11 to 5, night 11 p.m. to morning 5 p.m. This is also the best time to sleep. That means, in effect, Dr. Sayaji is telling us that 6 hours which you have to sleep should be from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. These are the 6 hours which are the best sleeping hours. Sayaji is dividing sleep into 6 types. He is going to tell us the 6 types of sleeps like this. First type is Jada Tivra, means maximum benefit you are going to get from this sleep, and very smoothly that it is going to fill you with full of energy. It is going to fill you with full of energy, and the best time is midnight 12 to 4 a.m. This is the first type of sleep. It's the best sleep. It's going to give you full of energy, and it's going to be very beneficial. And those people who sleep during this time, if you observe their what is called aura, with the aura meter, if you observe their color of aura, their color is light blue. Their color of aura is what? Light blue. Okay, this is the best sleep. Second type is called as, even it is not so best, but it is equally good, and that is called between 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning, and it is also beneficial. And these people aura color is light pink. So these are the 2 types of sleep which are beneficial to us. And the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th are gradually in order harmful. 3rd is neither beneficial nor harmful, but 4th onwards the harm starts. You can never imagine that sleep also can harm you if it is done at wrong time. If it is done at wrong time, it can be harmful. The 3rd one is Samanya, that means normal. What are the timings? Night 9 to 11 and morning 5 to 7. If you sleep during this period, night 9 to 11 p.m. and morning 5 to 7 p.m., it will not add a single ounce of energy. Ounce means 30 ml. So 30 ml की energy हमको नहीं मिलेगी if we sleep during this time. But one thing we are going to lose, and that is valuable time. जब उससे कुछ फायदा मिलता नहीं है, if we are not benefited by this timing of sleep, then why should we waste time? Because that time is very valuable. And these people who sleep during this period, their aura color is dark green, but it does not add to any energy level. And now 4th sleep is morning 7 to 12. Many people who are business people, जो business करते हैं, and they come home late. After closing their shop, they will come home at 12 midnight, and then they will have dinner, and then they will sit on WhatsApp, and they will watch movies, and then they sleep at 2 a.m. and then they get up at 12 noon. 12 noon. That means this type of sleep is क्या है? थोड़ी हानिकारक. Slightly it is damaging. क्या करती है हानि? ऊर्जा देने के बजाय उसकी हानि करती है. It does not add to any energy level, but actually it harms you. It takes away your energy, and these people has got yellow aura color on aura meter. Understood? So don't waste time in sleeping during this period. Then we go to the fifth type of sleep, between 12 noon to 4 p.m. This is the time many housewives are sleeping. बहुत सारी जो गृहिणियां होती हैं housewives, they finish off their work by 2 p.m. and after having lunch they will sleep from 2 to 4 p.m. Dr. Sayarji is telling this is nukshandayak, or it is basically damaging to your nerves. Your nerves can get damaged if you sleep during this time, and their aura color is deep orange. And the last type of sleep, which is the most dangerous type of sleep, is between evening 4 p.m. to night 9 p.m. And this also many housewives, many business people, they come home, have their lunch at 4 o'clock, and then they sleep from 5 to 7 p.m. This is most dangerous, and it is invitation for many diseases. बहुत सारी बीमारियों को क्या करती है? ये न्योता देती है, invites many diseases. Now, this sixth type of sleep you understood. So the best type of sleeps are first two variety, where you have to sleep between 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. and rest all the sleeps can be either normal or even damaging to your different parts of your body. So we have to avoid sleeping during that time. Now Dr. Sayarji is telling you, हर तरह से आराम करें. You should try to relax in every possible way. And there is a difference between आराम and सोना. Sleep and relaxation are two different processes. He is telling sleep can give you rest if you do it only during proper hours. But relaxation will always give you rest, even you will practice any time. And the best way to relax is to do 3-step rhythmic breathing. Take the book on your tummy, keep it, and relax for a few minutes. That you can do at any time of the day. Even after lunch, even after dinner, before dinner, evening, morning, any time you want to practice 3-step rhythmic breathing, no problem, because that is going to give you relaxation. But sleep only during 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. This is the time for sleep. Now Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, who are the candidates who can practice dhyan abhyas? Mean, who are the candidates who can practice meditation? Lord Krishna is telling who cannot practice meditation. First he is telling him who cannot practice meditation. The meditation is not for those people who eat more or who never eat. Extremes are not allowed. Some people do not eat, they go for fasting. Meditation is not for them. Some people overeat, not for them. Some people do not sleep at all, and some people sleep more. Again, meditation is not for them. So extremes of sleep and extreme of food is not going to help for your practice of meditation. Then meditation is for whom? In next sentence, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, ध्यान उसके लिए है जो अपने खाने व मनोरंजन को नियंत्रित रखता है. Meditation is for those people who control their food habits and who control their मनोरंजन. मनोरंजन means क्या? Entertainment. They don't go for parties. Manoranjan meaning parties. Entertainment is going to regular parties in some clubs or something like that. Those who are controlling their food and their entertainment, dhyan, meditation is for them. और जो संतुलित हो रहा है कार्य में, नींद अथवा जागृत अवस्था में, who is balanced in his work when he is sleeping and when he is awake, and these will all remove aprasannata. It will remove away your all the diseases. Those who are having control over their sleep and food and entertainment, these are the people who will be remaining free from diseases, and they are the eligible candidates to practice meditation. This Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita 5000 years back. Lord Krishna has told to Arjuna that if you want to do meditation, then you should control your food, you should control your sleep, and you should control your entertainment. Then only you can enter into meditation. अगर हम निरीक्षण करें प्रसिद्ध लोगों की जिंदगी को, तो हम ज्यादातर पाएंगे कि ऐसे लोग सोते थे या सोते हैं मुश्किल से 4 घंटे 24 घंटों में से, और उन्होंने ऐसा किया है बढ़ती उम्र के साथ, और ये बनाए रख पाते हैं तीव्र बुद्धि और अच्छा। If we observe the life of many famous people, we come to know that these people with increasing age, they are able to maintain their physical health as well as intelligence in spite of sleeping less. And the prime example I told you is our Pradhan Mantri or the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi sir, because he is able to maintain his physical health at the age of 73. He is still physically fit, never gets any illness, never taken any holiday in last 25 years because of physical illness. Why? He, in spite of sleeping only 4 hours per day. So, and with Tibra Buddhi, with strong intelligence, he never requires any paper to watch while he is speaking anywhere in the world on any subject. कोई भी सब्जेक्ट पे उनको बात करना हो तो उनको कभी स्पीच रेडीमेड लगती नहीं है. He can speak anytime on any topic. This is called as strong intelligence. And with increasing age, he is able to maintain his health. That in spite of sleeping only 4 to 5 hours, so we should learn from him. And he is the head of our country. If he can do, why can we not do it? एक और फायदा मिलता है कम घंटे सोने से. But more benefit you get if you sleep less. You get more time to do extra things, not compromising on your routine activities. See, how do I get 2 hours to practice my yoga? Because I sleep less. I sleep only for 5 hours. That is sufficient, sometimes even for 4 hours. So the extra 2 to 3 hours which I get, which I save from my sleep, I utilize to do yoga during that time. And that is helping me to maintain my physical and mental health. So if you want to do today onwards, if you decide to reduce your sleep, कंचन जी जरा देखना चाय बन गई ना? हाँ, because अभी हम 2 मिनट में ब्रेक करने वाले हैं. So if you today onwards you decide कि I want to reduce my sleep, so you should not reduce immediately. Today, until yesterday I was sleeping 8 hours, now today onwards I sleep for 7. No, there is a formula for that. Every 15 days you reduce 10 minutes till you achieve the target of 1 hour. And that is going to take 3 months. Every 15 days 10 minutes, that means 6 times you will utilize 15 days. That means 3 months where you will be able to reduce 1 hour. Then you take a break for 1 month. Don't reduce. your sleep time. And then again follow the same formula. So if you are sleeping 8 hours, take 3 months to achieve 7 hours. And then after that 1 month break. And then again take 3 more months to reduce 1 more hour. To ultimately finally reach to the duration of 6 hours. And this reduction should be before 11 and after 5 a.m. So ultimately you have to see that you have to adjust your sleeping hours between 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. because those are the best sleeping hours. जब एक अमूल्य जागने के समय की बचत होगी, when you will save the time in the sleeping hours and नुकसानदायक नींद के घंटों को हम टालेंगे, all the harmful hours of sleep we are going to avoid. हम अपने आप को लगा पाएंगे फायदे के साथ उन अभ्यासों, तरीकों और सुधारात्मक सोच के लिए. We can engage our mind in the yoga practices so as to have a positive frame of mind. Understood? Because otherwise you will find paucity of time. You will say, we don't have time, Dr. Saab. You are telling us to practice for 2 hours or 1 hour per day. I don't have time. How do I practice? This is how you have to create time. By reducing your sleep hours, but not compromising on the quality of the sleep. And not compromising the duration and the hours of sleep. That is very important. Which time of the day, it is very important. ये घंटे जो बच जाएंगे, ये बीज होंगे जो कि अंत में पूरी जिंदगी का वृक्ष निर्माण करेंगे. The hours which you are going to save by sleeping less, they are going to be the seeds of future big tree, a big tree of your life, where your spiritual progress will be going on in a very smooth manner. So these are the seeds for your spiritual progress. You have to cut down the hours of sleep. अपने नींद के समय को घटाएं, लेकिन क्वालिटी नहीं. और जो समय यहाँ पे बताया गया है 11 से 5 तक, उसको कॉम्प्रोमाइज न करें. बस ये करेंगे ना. मैंने तो अपनी लाइफ में देखा है, मैं पहले I used to sleep at 9:30 p.m. and used to get up at 3 o'clock, 3:30 a.m. But after reading this book, I changed my time and I now sleep between 11 to 12 midnight. 11 p.m. or 12 midnight तक सोता हूँ and around 4 o'clock I get up. Because 6:45 is my class. And before my class, I have to do my yoga practice for 2 hours. So between 4 and 6 is my time of yoga practice. How do I get this time? Because I have cut down on my sleep. So this is the practical benefit which I have got from reading this chapter, and hence this chapter is my favorite chapter. So if you want to work tomorrow onwards, you can start working on your sleep. Okay? And now another topic is eating, that is khadya or pay, that we will discuss after the tea break. एक टी ब्रेक लेंगे 15 मिनट का. अभी क्या टाइम हुआ है? 3:45 या 3:48. Exactly at 4 o'clock we'll start with the practical session of drift watching and prism watching meditation. What type of meditation I am going to teach you? And that is called as prism watching. Half an hour we'll do that, and 4:30 to 6 p.m. we are going to finish off the last lecture. Hari Om.
तो मैम आप आपने कहाँ से सीखा हट योगा? हाँ,
योग विद्या निकेतन
अच्छा
वाशी।
अच्छा वाशी से, ओके ओके। आपको कितने साल हो गए मैम करते हुए?
5
गाइस वी आर साइनिंग आउट। अच्छा दिख रहा है हमको?
क्रॉस क्रॉस करो।
क्रॉस दबा
रुको।
ये रही, दबा दिया।